Finally get your mom to sleep?
Yeah, I just wish there was something I could do to help her through all this.
It's going to take her some time.
I know, but, you know, she's always been there for us. And now the shoe's on the other foot.
I think it was good timing that she found out about, well, John's negative sides before she made a real commitment.
Oh, I think that's the problem. I think she already made a commitment to him. I mean, at least in her heart. I don't know, was I wrong to push Meg to tell the truth?
What do you think?
Hello?
Iva, hi, this is Seth.
Well, hi, Seth. What are you doing calling at this hour? It must be at least 3 a.m. over there.
Is it? Yeah, we lost track of all time.
Why, is there something wrong?
No, nothing's wrong at all. In fact, we're celebrating.
Celebrating what?
Well, Franny and I are officially, unofficially engaged. Her folks took us on a big night in the town tonight. We went out to dinner and to the theater, and they even tried to get me to do some dancing, if you can believe that. Hey, are you still there?
Oh, yes, Seth. It's wonderful.
Well, I wanted to tell Mama myself, but I imagine she's out with Dr. Dixon, right?
Well, actually, no. I hate to tell you this on top of your good news, but Mama and John broke up today.
I'm going to say this just once. Either you fire James Stenbeck, or I will tell Lily that she doesn't have to call you Mother anymore.
In that case, I will tell Emma Snyder that you used her daughter Meg as bait to bring Dusty back from New Mexico.
Well, I'm sorry, but that threat no longer holds any water. But mine does. So what's it going to be?
Now, you listen. And you listen attentively, because I'm only going to say this once. If I see you near my Lily, I will go after you in ways you will never forget.
That threat's as phony as you are.
Don't push me.
Who was that? Hi, darling. Ooh. So quickly you said goodnight to your
Yes, I
young
did.
man?
Yes, I did.
Oh, I'm so impressed with that boy. You just don't know, darling, what he saved me today if he hadn't found
I'm
that
glad.
clause.
I'm very glad
He's
that
brilliant.
I'm very glad that you are impressed with Holden, but that's not going to change the subject. Who was on the phone that you were threatening if they went anywhere near me that you would do something to them?
James, what are you doing here at this hour?
Well, this is not an official visit, Barbara. In fact, I'm surprised that Paul is up this late. Actually, I was coming by to make sure that she told you that I was going to try and make it to your first swim meet.
No way, not good enough. I need a definite promise that you will be there.
He sounds like a chip off the old block bargaining like that. But that's the way you do it, son. You stick to what you want. Don't let anybody off the hook.
Now, if you're done with your fatherly advice, James, I think it's
Dad,
time.
Now, listen,
before
it's
you
not
go,
an
why don't you have
official...
some hot chocolate?
This is not an official visit, as I was saying.
15 minutes. Yeah. Your bedtime's in 15.
Did you see your picture in the paper on this wall?
I'll make the hot chocolate.
Really neat. Hey, I'll get it. It's probably Uncle Rick.
Hi, Paul.
Hi.
We just dropped by to drop off your mom's keys to
Well,
Persian.
great. We're just going to have some hot chocolate. Come on in and join us.
Shall we? Sure.
I understand.
This portion brought to you today by Downy, the fabric softener that combines skin-loving softness with the airy April freshness you love. And by delicious Citrus Hill Select Orange Juice. It gets your juices flowing.
Paul, why don't you go and start the hot chocolate, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Emily, why don't you meet me in the car?
Betsy, I'd like a word with you, please.
I have nothing to say to you. As a matter of fact, I'd rather not be in the same room as you.
Please?
Barbara, here are the keys to Fashions. Duncan called 3 times from Edinburgh. He said it was urgent.
I want you to let me have my say. You can slap me in the face when I'm finished.
Look, you're not worth the effort, okay? Just get out of my way.
Betsy, I want you to understand what happened to your husband.
I understand what happened to my husband, all right. A perfectly honest, hard-working man was torn apart by a bunch of vultures with you leading the attack. Now, I'm not going to stand here and listen to your lame excuses to try to ease your guilty conscience.
I'm not guilty about anything.
Well, that's really sad. But I guess after hearing everything I have about you, I shouldn't be surprised.
I was simply doing my job. No one else in Oakdale gave me a chance. Lucinda gave me the opportunity, and I took it.
Oh, well, maybe only you would see the chance to destroy someone's life as an opportunity. That's just wonderful. You know, God, you and Lucinda are a great pair. How do you sleep at night, I wonder?
I sleep very well. How do you sleep?
Alone. Thanks to you.
If Steve had handled his business properly, this would not
Oh, come on.
happen.
Are you trying to tell me that Lucinda had to call in those loans, that she absolutely had to, that her empire was on some kind of verge of collapse without that few extra $1,000? Come on. No, I know Steve made some big mistakes. He overextended himself, and he trusted the wrong people like Tonio. But he's honest. He's not the killers that the three of you are, and I hope he's learned from his mistakes.
I'm sure he has. He'll be fine. He's a hard-working, good man. Listen. I want you to know I do not regret doing my job. But I do regret what happened to Steve.
Oh, how can you separate the two? And how do you expect me to believe someone who's not capable of feeling anything? Feeling sorrow for anyone? I was wrong. I did have something to say, and I am glad I said it. But I'll tell you one thing. You leave me alone, and you stay away from everyone else I care about. You got it?
Okay, you can deny that you're not involved with James, but I suggest you ask your sister about it. She'll tell you what kind of man he really is. Okay?
Emily, are you ready to go?
Betsy, I'd like to talk to you just for a second, okay?
I'm sorry that James was here.
It's all right. I had something to say, and I said it, and I feel better.
Yeah, well, I didn't even know you were coming over.
Well, God, Graham has been a little nervous about Emily being alone since the break-in.
Why? Why? I mean, obviously the guy was only after the old Scottish coin. Oh, Rick,
Hi.
where have you been? I've been calling all over the place for you. You know, Lisa and Earl wanted to take us to dinner.
Oh, I'm sorry I missed it. I had some personal business to take care of. Hi, Bits.
Well, hello there.
Donnie was just a reporter from the Argus. I was threatening him. You know how I do. He wants a story. He wants a story from you now and Sierra.
Why?
Well, Brian McCall, he's always trying to get the goods on us. You know how it is. This time, James Stenbeck. Why have I hired James Stenbeck?
Well, then I can't blame him. I want to know why you hired James Stenbeck, too. I don't know.
I mean, it's not let's just kiss.
No, come on, you can't get me off the subject now. Why does he want an interview with Sierra and me?
He wants it to be
You don't know him.
a family story.
A family story
Yes.
involving James Stenbeck with...
Oh, Donnie, he just wants to get his foot in the door, you see?
No, I don't see. I don't understand.
Darling, just don't talk to a strange man if he calls, all right? And I'll warn Sierra, too.
Whatever happened to your big campaign to put us in every magazine and every newspaper as the happy, wholesome Walsh clan, You remember the one you hired Mr. Mitchell to handle for you? You were so happy with all those family stories back then. What happened?
Well, darling, I just got bored with it, all right? I got bored. I've had enough. I wanted the world to know that I was not just a business woman, but a ma as well. Well, they know it now, and I'm fed up with it, and I've had enough, all right?
Okay, just like that.
Yes.
Sierra and me are taken care of. Now you move on to the next problem.
Yes.
Forget it. I don't understand you at all. I don't understand you at all. I'm going to bed. Excuse me.
Darling.
What? Oh.
I do
love you too.
so
I
much.
love
I do
you
many
too.
things because I love you. And I'm putting a hex on you, and you're going to have a wonderful night, sweetheart.
I don't
Good night,
understand you.
sweetheart.
I don't understand you. Mom.
Either you fire James Stenbeck, or I'll tell Lily the truth.
Fenwick, I'm sorry that I'm calling you so late, but I have to go out. Would you bring the car around? We're going out to the Snyder farm.
Of course you didn't wake me up. I mean, and what if you did? Oh, Seth, I can't tell you how happy I am.
Well, we're pretty happy about it ourselves, but I'm sorry about you and Dr. Dixon, Mama. What happened?
Well, listen, it's no time to go into that right now. Can I speak to the bride-to-be?
Yes, you may. She's sitting right here.
Hi, Mrs. Snyder. Hello, Franny. Oh, I'm so happy for you and Seth. I can't wait till you're a real part of our family.
Neither can I.
Now, the first thing...
What are you thinking about, kid?
Really?
I don't know.
Yeah?
Guess I'm thinking about Mama and John and how much dishonesty can destroy a
You're
relationship.
thinking about Lily and how this might be an omen and how maybe it's time you told her the truth, huh?
Hey, I think that story did it. She's sound asleep with the biggest smile on her face I've seen in a long time.
She's lucky. She's too young to understand what's happened.
No, I don't think that's true. She seems to miss Steve an awful lot. I guess. Emily, you've been awfully quiet since we left Barbara's. Is there, anything you'd like to talk to me about?
There's nothing to talk about.
Why are you so uncomfortable around Rick?
He's been coming on to me, that's all. He's one of those guys that doesn't take no for an answer.
Well, why don't you tell Barbara about it?
No. I mean, she's my boss. I don't want to involve her in my personal life.
Well, I was going to say something before, but I wanted to wait till Grandma left. Is there some reason you didn't tell the police that coin had been stolen from your yacht?
Who told you that?
Well, Barbara told me. Why didn't you report it?
It was a gift from Hensley Taggart. I don't want that part of my life interrogated. I want it over.
All right, I'm sorry, gosh. I'm sorry. All right? God, you're much too young to be going through all this. I know that.
I made a big mistake getting involved with him. And I'm still paying for it.
What did you ever see in him?
He's older, and I guess I never really knew our father. I wanted somebody to look up to that I thought would protect me.
Yeah, well, I understand that. I mean, I do. Looks like you picked the wrong guy. No, it's all right. It's over now, right? What? Calm down. It's
Don't
all right.
answer that,
What?
please.
Look, Emily, he is dead. He's not going to hurt you anymore. I promise. All right? Hello. Oh, hi. Hi, Craig. What are you calling this late for?
I'm just calling to check in and see how you're doing. Look, I'm the nicest guy I know, that's why. When'd you talk to Stenbeck? What do you have to say? All right, save it. I'm gonna stop in tomorrow morning anyway, go over the schedule with you for things in the office.
I'll get it.
Well, what's a good time for you?
Who could that be at this hour? I don't know. Do you think it's John?
Sure, that's fine.
I'll answer
Okay.
it.
All right. I'll talk to you in the morning. Yeah, you too. Bye-bye.
So how's Betsy?
Oh, she's a pretty strong lady, but she's missing her husband pretty much.
Snyder. Craig. Well, I should have known that you would be here.
I should have known you wouldn't.
I'm sorry. I would not come out here in the middle of the night if this were not a very serious matter.
Is it Lily?
Of course it's Lily. Please, sit down. I need your help. I need your help.
What is it?
Seems to me that we four in this room have reached a consensus about Lily. We who know about her birth, an alliance, if you want to call it, that she's not to be told for her own good that she's adopted. Well, there is somebody new now who wants to tell her, and in the most ugly possible way.
Who?
John. Now, I've seen you with him. I know that you're seeing John. And I just felt that you, with your fine values, you would have some influence
I
over him.
cannot believe that John would do something like that.
Oh, Mrs. Snyder, this isn't the first time. It's not the first time, believe me. This time, what does he want? He wants me to fire James Stenbeck, or else he'll tell Lily, my Lily, who her real mother is.
I think it's a pretty good idea. Why don't you get Stenbeck out of town, Lucinda, before he lowers the property values?
Mrs. Snyder, I am not one to be bullied by John and told that I must fire one of my invaluable executives.
Invaluable? When did this happen, Lucinda? You know, you've always had such incredible suspicion when it comes to business. Now, why
Shut
would
up,
you
Craig.
Absolutely.
Please, everyone.
Mrs. Snyder, I need you. Could you intercede with John? For Lily's sake.
I am very, very sorry, Mrs. Walsh. I'm no longer seeing John.
Look, could you put aside your personal feelings? We've got to do something for this child.
Your son Andy's a fine young man, John. Isn't it worth what I'm asking to keep me from telling him what his father is really capable of?
You have a whole history of relationships with other people that have gone bad, John. I wonder if the same sort of dishonesty was responsible.
I never let anything happen to you, Andrew. I'm going to take care of Lansing, don't you worry. Even if I have to...
One more cup of coffee.
Say, I was surprised to see James here last night. I thought you'd cut back on his visits with Paul.
I have, but he ignores me. And I lay down rules, and he ignores them.
Well, why don't you go to court and put a stop to that?
I have thought of doing so, but I don't want to put Paul through the ordeal. Excuse me while I see if my son is ready for school. Did you get that?
Sure. Hello.
Good morning, Rick.
Howard, what the hell are you doing calling me here?
I spoke to John Dixon last night, and I'm going to tell you the same thing that I told him. I'm tired of your stalling. I'm going to James Stenbeck and Lucinda Walsh. I'm sure either one of them would pay plenty for the information I have on John Dixon.
Yeah, well, what about me? If you torpedo Dixon, I go down too.
That's why I'm calling, so you'll brace yourself.
Now, wait a minute. I got a hold of some money.
Oh, how much?
10,000. I went to see that coin guy in Chicago you told me about. He bought the ruckle.
Well, I'm glad that one of you at least is getting smart. I'll stop by the hospital first thing this morning.
No. I'll bring it to you at your hotel room later.
I told you, I'm tired of the stalling.
This is not a stall. If you want that money, you sit tight. I'll be by later.
Hi, Rick. Is Paul ready for school?
Oh, hi, Andy. Come on in. I don't know if he's ready yet.
Thanks. Hey,
Great, Andy. Great. I'm glad you came early. I'm gonna stop by my dad's office and make sure he's gonna come to the meet.
Why did she call him?
Well, if I remind him in person, he can't say no. Let's go.
Oh, wait a minute, buddy. Vitamins and juice.
Yeah.
So, what do you hear from your mom in England?
Oh, she just called this morning. She's gonna stay another week in London.
Oh, yeah? Why?
Well, my sister Franny saw someone over there that looked exactly like her. And Mom and Bob are gonna try and find out who it is. I think her name is Sabrina or something like that.
Where have you been?
Oh, I've been out in the barn mending something in the stables. I've been letting things go, so... And glue this chair. It's been driving me crazy.
How long have you been up?
Since before sunrise. Keeping busy keeps my mind off John. I don't know. I've been so worried about Meg. I make her feel cut off from the family when we're the security that she really needs to help her grow. Give me a hand with this, sweetheart.
Sure. You know, Mama, I've been thinking a lot about Lily, and, you know, I want so much to tell her the truth, you know, that, you know, Lucinda, is the only family and security that she's ever known. And, you know, I'm just wondering if I have the right, you know.
I don't know, sweetheart. I can't answer that for you.
Yeah.
You have to do what you think is right for Lily and for yourself.
But, Mama, if John goes through with this threat, I mean, it would be horrible for her to find out in that way.
Do you want me to talk to John?
No, Mama. I'm gonna talk to Lucinda.
Walsh residence?
Oh, hi, Lily. It's Iva.
Oh, Iva. Hi, what's up?
Nothing. How you doing?
I'm still wondering what I should do about Holden. I mean, it scares me to know that he went along with Meg's plan only because of the way he felt about me. I mean, what's he going to do when something really serious comes up between us?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, he knows how you feel about it. Maybe he won't make the same mistake again.
Never thought of it that way. I wish I could tell my mother these things.
Is your mother there?
No. No, she's at the office already. She left early. She had some appointment with Ambrose. She ran out of here very upset.
No! No! The buck stops here, and John Dixon is not going to tell me how to run my company.
But, Lucinda, if John has broken off with Emma Snyder and she no longer has any influence on him, you've lost your hold on him.
I will find something else.
Well, how? Such as what? Be reasonable, Lucinda.
Why? Why should I be reasonable about John? I've never been reasonable about John. Why should I start now? Would you like some vitamin C, darling?
No, thank you. Now, getting rid of James would solve the problem. Would it work such a hardship on you to fire him?
Now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, why?
That's my business.
How can you even know if you can trust the man? You know, I know that it's crossed your mind that James might have been in cahoots with Corinne Lawrence to insert that clause that Holden found in the contract.
No. No.
I see. Well, I've got to get back to my office. But from where I stand, firing James looks like the best solution to me. Yeah, I can't even be sure the man is trustworthy. And it would stop John from telling Lily the truth, at least for now.
That's it, darling. At least for now. For now. That's the operative word.
I don't know why I waste my breath warning you, Lucinda, but I've heard you've hired James Stenbeck. Well, this time you're really playing with fire.
Well, good morning, James. What are you up to this morning, James?
Yeah, we can wait in here. I'm sure my dad will be here in a second.
Listen, I don't want to be late for school, all right?
Hey, what's the matter? You kind of down today, huh?
Yeah, I'm just worried about my dad.
Sorry. What's the matter? He's kind of tight about Emma Snyder, huh?
No, there's more to it than that. Listen, this guy named Howard Lansing came to his apartment last night. Really shook him up.
How?
Well, I'm not sure. I know he was threatening my dad, but I didn't hear what it was all about. He was walking the floors all night last night.
This portion of As the World Turns has been brought to you today by Jif, the peanut butter with the fresh roasted peanutty difference, and by Cascade. Both regular and lemon scent Cascade leave your dishes virtually spotless. Wheel continue with part 2 of As the World Turns in just a moment. And now part 2 of As the World Turns.
What are you looking at?
Woman I love. Girl who's gonna be my wife. Oh, you know, I was so proud last night telling Iva and Mama that you had said yes. I guess I'm about the luckiest, most special guy in the whole world.
You make me feel pretty special. But you have your times all mixed up. We didn't call him last night. We called him at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, Lord, that's right. Sorry I kept you up so late.
Are you kidding? It's the most wonderful night of my life.
Well, I just don't want you to be tired at your seminar.
I won't be. Wish you could come with me, though.
Yeah, me too. But I promised your dad I'd go back with him when we went to see this Marsden guy.
Well, he's out now checking birth records to see what we can find out about Sabrina and her parents. And Mom and Aunt Penny are out placing newspaper ads with Sabrina's photographs. This search is turning into a regular family affair.
Yeah, well, I've got a real good feeling about all this. I think you're going to get the answers that you're looking for.
I've been dreading asking you this, but, when do you have to go home?
Well, I spoke with Lisa earlier, and she said that I could stay on a week beyond the time that your parents go home. And then if my calculations are correct, it's only another week until you go home, and then we can start planning our wedding.
Oh, that's great. You're great. How am I going to be able to thank you, huh?
You already have. By saying yes.
I have to go. I'm going to miss my train to Oxford.
I know. Say, what time do you get in? Maybe I'll come down and meet you at the station, huh?
Well, I promised Jocelyn I'd wait for her after class so we can take the train home together.
You know, there's something about this Jocelyn that makes me, I don't know, uncomfortable.
Really? She's a lovely person. I mean, she's very businesslike. Is that what bothers you?
I don't know. I just don't know why she's so convinced that Sabrina's a figment of your imagination.
I don't know. But I bet this will change your mind. Photograph of Sabrina in Venice.
Emily, I wish you'd reconsider. Tell the police about that coin being stolen.
I can't, Betsy.
Look, Hensley is dead. That's all over with, and it might help lead the police to whoever it was that broke in.
No. Hensley is going to haunt me for the rest of my life.
Well, then you better do something about it.
Like what?
Look, I was going to say this once before, but I think maybe now's the time. Maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea if you go talk to Dr. Michaels at the hospital. I mean, she's very nice. She really is. She helped Franny last year with that guy she was involved with. He didn't turn out to be what she thought he was either.
Shrink? I don't know.
Look, Emily, I got to be straight with you here, kid. Do you realize that you talk about him like he's still alive?
Maybe you're right. I've got to do something, that's for sure.
Yeah. It's all right. Probably just Craig, all right? Calm down.
Hi, how are you? Hi, Emily, how are you?
Bye.
Is it my imagination, or does your kid sister get more jumpy every time I see her?
No, it's not your imagination, unfortunately.
Well, what's going on?
Well, sort of private. I don't think she'd want me to talk about it.
I think I followed that.
Here.
So how's Danny and how's her mom? Thanks.
Oh, she's fine. I think she's missing Steve, but she's fine.
Is she here?
No, Grandma took her out for the day.
Well, back to the second part of the question. How are you?
Hanging in there?
Hmm? Okay, here's a schedule of events for you to take care of at the office this morning,
good.
but I am dying to hear about what went on with you and James Stenbeck.
I just told him exactly what I thought of him, that's all.
All right. I'm proud of you. I'm sure Steve would be too.
Yeah, I sort of felt like I was striking a blow for Steve all the way from Greece. Hello? No, she's not. May I take a message?
Who's that?
I don't know. That's strange. He had sort of a Scottish accent and sounded like the guy that kept calling before that Emily kept saying was Hensley, but Hensley is dead, so... Who was that?
Aren't you listening to me? We don't have a future together.
Well, maybe not in Oakdale, perhaps. We'll have to go to some secret place far away. We'll live like royalty. I just need a little more time.
James.
Lucinda,
Where were you?
thinking of you.
That's nice. That's real nice. Nice to hear that. Where are you going?
Well, we are on company time. This is company premises.
And I'm the company.
Oh, yeah. We still should be a little discreet.
Oh, that's better. Much better. There's more enthusiasm. Oh, by the way, did you connect with your son? He was here earlier with Andy Dixon.
How'd you know he was here?
How did I know?
Yeah.
It's Jane. Jane saw them when they came in.
Oh, I see. Well, Jane.
She is, isn't she?
Yeah.
She's awfully good at that. I think, anyway.
Hey, darling. Don't get up.
Lucinda.
I'm sorry I kept you waiting.
I was just doing a little business with James.
Business?
Yes, darling, business. Buzz.
Well, you're in a much better mood than you were this morning. What happened to your concern about John telling Lily the truth?
I have stumbled into something that is going to keep John in his place.
Oh? You going to tell me about it this time?
I am. I'm going to tell you about it this time. Do you know anything? Have you heard anything about a man called Howard Lansing?
Yes. He was administrator of Memorial Hospital.
That's the one.
Many years ago. He was a highly respected member of the community until it was discovered that he was feathering his own nest with hospital funds. He was also suspected of stealing drugs. Well, he was convicted of embezzlement and sent to prison. But I heard that he'd recently got out.
He's out and he's here in Oakdale.
How did you know that?
Because he telephoned me. As a matter of fact, I met him. I met him at the hospital. He wants to tell me something about John. I mentioned his name to John. John went all rigid and in distress. And that was the tip-off, and I missed it. And we're going to get something really good. Darling, do you think you could find me Howard Lansing?
Yes, that shouldn't be too difficult. The police will know where he is, but he's a very slippery customer, Lucinda.
I would do business with the devil. Shut John up just one more time, and I know this is going to be something really good. I know it. Yes, Jane. Send her in. Iva Snyder.
Well, should I leave?
No. Need a witness. Good morning. Would you like?
No, I want to continue the discussion we started last night about Lily.
Yes?
If John's threat is serious, then we should tell Lily the truth before she hears it in an ugly way.
We
Yes.
should tell her.
Fine.
We should tell her. Miss Snyder, it's another day. I have another perspective on things. You see, John has no idea that you're the natural mother. He just knows that I'm not Lily's mother. I don't believe that Lily would really
But
believe anything he said anyway.
that's not the point. The point is that if she even suspected that you weren't her natural mother, she would come to me, talk to me about it, and I could not lie to her any longer.
Oh, I see. You mean you feel that she would come and discuss these things with you?
We talk about a lot of things.
I see. And you're so honest. Are you prepared then to speak to this child
and tell her who the father was? Are you prepared for that? Because I think she would want to know that. That's a problem when you start being honest. Right, Ambrose? You start and then you have to go all the way. I think the child would like to know who her father is. And you've held out on her very long, haven't you, Miss Snyder? She has every right to know. And I feel that you are afraid to tell us who the father is. Or perhaps there were so many when you were 13-year-old. You don't remember who the...
Hello, John.
Listen to me. Lansing was over to my apartment last night. He was making an awful lot of threats with Andrew right there in the house.
Relax, will you?
Relax. He saw Stenbeck's picture in the paper with Lucinda. He thinks he's got enough money to buy the information that'll ruin me around here.
I know. I talked to Howard earlier, and I've got enough money to keep him quiet.
How much is it?
$10,000.
$10,000? Where did you get that kind of money?
Never mind where. But, John, there's something else you ought to know.
Come on, Rick. What else can that possibly be, huh?
Did Lansing tell you he's thinking of going to Lucinda Walsh with this story?
Let me tell you something. If Lucinda Walsh so much as gets a hint of this thing, I won't wait for Bob Hughes to come back. I'll fire you myself.
It's even worse than you think, John. And firing me won't stop it.
Well, hello, Corinne.
James, is that you?
Yes.
Oh, to what do I owe this unexpected pleasure?
Well, I'm calling from my office at Walsh Enterprises, so I can't talk long, but I'm afraid we're going to have to change our appointment.
Oh, no.
Well, it's my son's swim meet. I promised him I would be there.
Well, I'm very happy for your son. But I'm sorry we have to break our date.
We don't. You know, let's make it earlier. Can you do that? Are you free?
Name the time.
Noon, same place.
I'll be there. Till then.
Till then. Emily, what a nice surprise. What are you doing here?
I'm here to say goodbye.
What are you leaving town?
No, I'm not running away from you this time, James. I'm going to see a psychiatrist.
A psychiatrist?
Yes, to get you out of my life.
Is this some kind of a joke?
No, I've never been more serious in all my life. I'm finally going to understand why I got involved with you in the first place and why I let myself get re-involved. And if it is the last thing I do, I'm going to get you out of my life.
No, no. Please.
Don't touch me.
I love you.
Listen to me. My sister knows that the Ruckle was stolen from my apartment, and so does Barbara and Duncan, and it is only a matter of time before the police find out, and they're going to point it right at you, and when they do, my family is going to find out the whole ugly truth.
We will be gone by then.
No.
Listen, Emily, my plan is working perfectly.
Your famous plan.
Listen to me. You love me. You know you do. Otherwise, you wouldn't have come here with this ridiculous story about a psychiatrist and wanting me to talk you out of it. Emily.
No, James. Goodbye.
I can't believe this. Are you sure?
I'm sure.
I'll come up with something.
What?
I don't know. I'll come up with something. What about the 10 grand? You weren't lying to me about that, were you?
Here. Now, you take that and use it to get out of town. And just hope that this is as far as this thing goes. I can't believe you lied to me all these years. Why?
How did I know it would turn out like this?
Well, it did turn out like this.
And how was I supposed to know that? You don't think I'm happy about this turn of events, do you?
No, I guess you wouldn't be. Because if you don't think of something, you'll die in prison.
Lucinda, I understand that you hired James as a favor to me.
I know, darling, and I owe you one.
Lucinda, I realize now that I made an error in judgment.
What do you mean?
I mean that when James came back, he told me that he'd changed, and I wanted to believe him. But now, you have given him power again. And power to James means control. You see, I didn't realize that you would give him such important assignments.
Darling, I couldn't give him a job as a janitor, not with his background.
I understand. I'm just telling you that if you don't get rid of James now, he will betray you as he has betrayed everyone he's ever been involved with.
Tell me, how will he betray me?
He will use the power you've given against you.
Thank you for being so frank and coming. Of course, I do realize that you would like him out of town for your own reasons. Keep him away from you and Paul.
Yes, of course, I can't deny that. I would like him gone, but I'm not thinking of just myself. So next time you look at him, look deep into his eyes, and remember what I said. Good day.
Barbara? Well, let's see. That makes 4 of us all together now, doesn't it? Yes, well, Craig warned you against Stenbeck and John and me, and now the person that ought to know him best. Oh, Lucinda, what is it going to take to make you see that this is a dangerous man and you ought to get rid of him?
Johnny, I shouldn't have to remind you what it's like to feel lonesome, right, old friend? We know how hard it is to find someone that you can need and get along with on some level of... Darling, he's good for me. He makes me feel good. And you may question my choice. You may certainly question my taste. But he makes me feel good. And my eyes are wide, wide, wide open. I need him.
With the amount of new stock that you now have in Walsh Enterprises, we'll be able to take control from Lucinda in no time. As a matter of fact, I've already started the wheels in motion.
Well, James, we all know you're a brilliant man. But how do you propose we do this without Lucinda finding out and stopping us?
Lucinda's our strongest weapon.
How?
Lucinda needs me, and she trusts me.
Stay tuned for Capital, next on most of these CBS stations. Men's and women's sweaters by Tony Lambert. Jewelry by Monet. Join us tomorrow for As the World Turns.